craft our message. Okay, we know up until this point, we know how to calculate, we put together our goals, we know how to calculate the number of leads, everything to get to our revenue goal. Now we're going to craft our own personal marketing message for our business. And this is going to help you out, Marty, because you were looking to find a niche and put together a unique selling proposition to set yourself apart. Okay, so it starts like this. We all have an avatar for the customers we want to attract. Okay, are you running your business in the city? Are you running it in rural farm area? Are you running it in the suburbs? Those are three completely different buyers, right? So here's a nice little exercise you can do. It's not going to take you long, okay? But you can map this out. So where does your customer live? It says, where do I live? What counties? Get all those counties down there. How old am I? Are they late 30s to 50s? Write that down. What's their level of education? What's their typical occupation? Through going on sales appointments, you might know all this stuff, right? Are they married, have kids? You guys will map that out, and I'll show you an example of that later. But let's say you do that exercise. Now you know who you're selling to, okay? Because you've done the homework. You've gone over your previous clients, and you can see a pattern of your best clients that you've worked with. That's who you want to market to. The best ones, your high ticket clients, your premium buyers. That's who you want to focus on. What will your unique selling proposition be? Okay, we're going to do that here in just a moment. How will you speak to your ideal client avatar on your website? We're going to do that. What will your call to action be? I'm going to show you some examples of that. What specials will you offer? We're going to do that. What payment terms can you provide to make it easier to do business with you? We're going to cover some of that. What guarantee can you provide? Who do you want to avoid serving? Okay, so we want to make sure to word our content in a way in our message to avoid serving those who we don't want to service. Does your website currently reflect that? You can look it over after you've done your homework and make your adjustments. How does what you do solve a need, ease pain, or make them feel good? How does it better their life? What sort of thoughts should go through this person's head right before they decide to purchase your service? What is the final straw that makes them pull the trigger? Just be thinking about these things. Okay, so here, let's do it. Let's do this, Marty. Let's say I determine my typical client or ideal client I want to work with is married. 70% of the time, I can go back on my jobs and I can say, okay, most of the time it's the wife calling me. They got kids, they live in the suburbs. Okay, I want you guys to look for this pattern in your own work. Okay, they live just outside Seattle or in Seattle. Husband and her both work white-collar jobs. They don't want their yard screwed up. They're worried it will be in disarray a long time. They work in some tech-related field. They live in a home, 500K plus, annual income, 150K plus. They don't have time or want to do this themselves. And you know from previous calls, they're worried about overpaying. They've been burned by other contractors. They may have dealt with a nightmare contractor who would never return their call. They're frustrated. Maybe they're venting it on you. So how do you craft a marketing message knowing that 70% of the time, this is who you're going to be dealing with? Okay. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to set up this message. So as soon as they go to your website or your Facebook page, they can see you're the right choice. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys how to put this message together so it can be very clear to your target customer, you're the one. Okay. So here's the formula you can use to craft your message. And this goes right on the front of your website, okay? First thing they see, staring right at them. We help whoever your ideal client is to describe the work you're going to do for them without the thing they hate. Now, that might be a little confusing for you, right? So we're going to put in an example. Okay, so my example for this client avatar and main headline on my website or Facebook business page would read something like this. Okay, given what we had right here, this is what I would put. We help Greater Seattle families with excellence in residential excavation, septic, and demolition. You'll love our fast professional service, straightforward pricing, and friendly customer care without the headaches. Now let's check our work. Okay, to do that, I'll highlight using the same colors to reflect matches in our wording to our ideal client avatar that we put together here in this exercise. I really hope your guys' brains aren't swelling on this, okay? But this should make it come together real clear right here, okay? So here's our avatar, and then I've matched the light colors in our message to match them. We know that most of the time from our job history, 70% it's married and the wife is calling me and has kids. So how did we match that in our message down here? We help Greater Seattle families. See the trend? Married 70% of the time, wife calling has kids. We help Greater Seattle families. That's how we hit that. Lives in suburbs just outside Seattle. So that's in yellow right here, Greater Seattle's. Okay, so they feel welcome. Husband and her both work white collar jobs, don't want their yard screwed up. Okay, so how we touched upon that was right here in purple. Don't want yards screwed up through excellence in residential excavation, septic, and demolition. Now we hit that. Worried it will be in disarray a long time, right? They don't want to be living with construction and the noise and all that for a long time. They hate that. So how do we get rid of that? Fast professional service. That touches upon that. Straightforward pricing, okay? We know we get on sales calls and appointments, they're worried about overpaying, they're worried about getting screwed over on their price. We're going to put that right here, straightforward pricing. And we know that a lot of times they've been burned by other contractors before, dealt with nightmare contractor who would never return their call. So for that, we're going to use green right here, friendly customer care without the headaches. Dealt with a nightmare contractor, not us, friendly customer care without the headaches, without the thing they hate. Now, we know 70% of the time it's the wife calling. A wife is a woman, a female. So what do? We need to touch upon more emotional type expressions. Okay, so we got you'll love and we got emoji. Okay, now I use the word love and the emoji. This is intentional. Since we know 70% of the time it's a woman calling us for a quote, we use more feeling type words and expressions that a woman would respond to, like love and the emoji. Studies show us women use more emojis than men and are more in touch with their feelings than men, okay? And there's my little source from that right there. Now, you guys might be thinking this is really over the top, but if you do this, you'll see results. There's been great studies and very great marketing experts. One is David Ogilvy. I'm not going to give a whole lecture on marketing, right? You guys don't want to hear that. But how you word things will have a direct impact. Now, the next thing I would do, so do you guys think we hit the mark? Type a 1 in the chat, and if you don't, if you have another way you would word this, I would love to hear that too. Type in the question answer period if you think we nailed this. Or if you have any other insight on how you would maybe phrase this differently, I would love to know too. Marty's typing a 1. Marty, do you believe that you could also reword this for your purposes? Give me another 1 in question if you think you could use this example after you go through it and word it for your business too. And William's given a 1. Okay, cool. We're going to have a Q&A at the end too, Marty. So if you are concerned that you can't put this together, I will help you out. Okay. Now, when you put this, I want to share with you a little trick. Okay. So you dial in your message like that. This is the first thing they see when they come to your site. Right below that, we know 70% of our clients are going to be women calling in. A nice touch would be to look up some of your reviews on Facebook, Google, Home Advisor, wherever you might have some reviews, and look for ones from women. And right beneath that opening line, I would put like 1 to 3 nice testimonials to complement your message, further reflecting on your client avatar, showing women testimonials. Okay? Again, I'm following our example. I'm trying to show you guys the pattern of how I would go about this. Okay, and those testimonials will loosely reflect what you just said in the avatar. Another pro tip I want to give you is most of your clients will take no issue with you writing a testimonial from them, emailing them, or texting them a draft of exactly what you want it to say for approval. So here's an example. By text, email, Facebook chat, whatever. Is it okay if I said you said this about our service? Write out exactly what you want. If not, feel free to edit how you like. That's it. Is it okay if I said this about your service? You write the testimonial for them, and then you can say at the end, if not, feel free to edit how you like. Thanks. 9 times out of 10, guys, they will approve it. And what it does is it takes the time and pressure off your customer and gives them an easy way to say, yeah, go ahead. And the same approach works really well for Google reviews and Facebook reviews. All right. So I think on this worksheet, I'm going to let you guys do the rest of this in your own time. Yeah. Let me go back to the slides because now we're going to put together our marketing plan to do this, okay, to reach our target. So I need to share a new screen for that. Go back to the other screen. I think, oh boy, which one is it? It's this one. Okay, you guys should see, let's do it. What are your goals for 2023? I'm going to pull out my worksheet. So hopefully you guys see that. I want to make sure I'm sharing the right screen. Can you type a 1 into question answer? Marty says, no, I think that's a good way to word it. Thanks. William, Marty, 1. Cool. Okay, so we're on track. Let's keep going. So we just did this. We just did your marketing message of the what. How do we put it in our website or ad copy?